Hello everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Teresa with Keep in Touch Crafts. Tonight we're going to be looking at a kind of a simpler but yet beautiful stamp set that we have that's called Soft Seedlings. And it really makes making a card very easy because the main focal point image just is so beautiful, and it is very flexible as far as you can use it in so many different ways. And I have a few samples that I'll be showing you at the end using the same stamp set, and they're all just gorgeous. It's kind of one of those that just is simple to use, and the outcome is just a beautiful card. And I'm going to just do a very basic layout tonight. Nothing fancy, no fun folds or fancy techniques, but hopefully it'll be a card that you'll enjoy. And you can see that the stamp set is something that's very versatile, that you'll be able to make projects on your own with no problem. And we're going to be kind of looking at fall cards and kind of have that fall theme a little bit going on here. I just wanted to remind you that our celebration is what's going on right now. This is the flyer, and kind of blown out, I see. Anyways, with every $50 purchase through August here of 2022, it's August 18th right now, so we have a little bit of time, but not a lot, just a couple weeks left. And it means anything that you order, for every $50 that you order from Stampin' Up, then you get to choose a product from this little mini catalog. And we have a few other editions of some dies, that kind of thing too, that you have to choose from. So I just want to let you know that if there's something you've had your eye on, you may want to get that order in before the end of August, so that you can get the bonus free items that you would have not gotten if you wait till after that August deadline. So if you have any questions about any of this, or if you would like to join Stampin' Up on my team, then you get even more goodies from Celebration. You get to have a planner that comes with notebooks and stickers and a stamp set. All of that comes as part of your starter set or your starter kit, to be either a business person or a frequent your own best shopper. Have your own sales, and you just get a discount every time that you make a purchase. So whatever you're interested in, if you want to let me know, go ahead. And well, here is my online store. I know you can go browse there and get more information. And also, let me see what I can find here. Here is my website. And I still kept the other one on, and I shouldn't do that. Sorry, I'm still learning. Oh, goodness. And also, of course, feel free to email me at keepintouchcrafts@gmail.com. Okay, and I would love to answer any questions you might have. So, on that note, we will go. One other thing I wanted to show you before we make our project is, as I mention quite often, every month we have a subscription craft kit that called Paper Pumpkin that you can get delivered to your door, very reasonable price. And I haven't gotten mine for this month yet, but it's on its way, and some people have gotten theirs. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you don't want to have it spoiled, then avert your eyes for a little bit here. But I just saw that somebody posted some of their projects that they used with it, and this kit for August of 22 looks so beautiful. So I wanted you to get a sneak peek. Again, don't look if you want to be surprised and you have it coming in the mail. So this is the pretty set that somebody posted pictures of. The envelopes with it are beautiful. They have the design on there as well, and it comes with the kind of a different element behind on the far left. You can see, looks like a metallic, almost chicken wire pattern for a background element. And you can see the star of the show there is the sunflowers and the other floral images. But I thought that was so pretty. And now these, I don't know if this is exactly how the kit is to be put together, or if this is somebody's other projects that they made with it, but regardless, I wanted you to see that. And the 10th of each month is the deadline to be able to get it for this current month. They might be offering other things that you can get, refill kits and that kind of thing. But I just wanted you to see it because I thought it was amazing. Okay, so let's go down to our project. We're going to be using this stamp set, page 53 of our July to December mini catalog. And I'm going to, goodness, stuff is falling off my table. I'm going to grab that stamp set here. And we are going to take a look. It's so beautiful. It is has a really nice script to it. I only have a couple of them in the case right now. It's got thinking of you, so grateful, hello, and for you. And it's a distinctive. So this is a little giveaway here that it's a special type of stamp that has this, it's kind of got some dots in it, and it makes it look very realistic. I don't know how else to explain it. But this does come with 6 actual stamps. Here's 2 of them. But what I wanted you to see too is the beautiful script that it uses. It just looks like handwriting, but just really a beautiful set. And it comes with kind of a little spray of images. I have it on my Stamparatus here, but it has the actual leaf with the little, we call them helicopters, I don't know, seedlings maybe they are. And this can be made to look very fallish, but you could do it any colors, any color scheme for leaves. It doesn't have to be fall. But of course, leaves always make you think of that, right? So we're going to be using this set to make the card. We're going to make a card that I made recently for a card swap, and I actually showed it last week, I believe. One second. And we're going to make this, and I really wanted you to see how beautiful this is on its own. And you don't really need to do a fancy card with it. Of course, we always include in our catalog some ideas too. So if you happen to have a stamp set like this, and if you get this, you're going to get a lot of ideas on what to do with it. And this one is very easy to create with. All right, let's get to it. So some of the supplies that I'm going to be using that you'd be able to get ready, or if you want to do this with me, or if you want to do it later on, that's fine. I am going to use a card base. Soft suede is the color of this one. Obviously it's very fallish looking, so I am going with the fall theme. It is scored at 4 1/4 down the center, so this will be a side fold. You could have a top fold if you'd rather do that. It would just be cut the other direction on your cardstock. So this is soft suede. And then I also am going to use Berry Vanilla, and that is going to be what we're going to stamp onto. I love the vanilla with the kind of warmer tones of fall. And so cut 2 of these, and they are 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. One will be for the front and one will go on the inside. Okay. Next, I am going to be using a contrasting color. I'll use pumpkin pie. You can use whatever for your project that you'd like as a contrasting kind of a pop of color. This one is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So it is just going to be a little teeny bit bigger than our Very Vanilla, and just give us that little thin border going around the card and the stamped image area. Okay. And then I'm going to use some of our really cool paper that we have out that's in the same catalog. And I am actually going to use the Cajun Craze Pumpkin Pie pattern or color scheme with this, and I'll show you how it comes. It is called Metallic and Shimmer 6x6 specialty paper. So there are 3 different color schemes in this. Let's see. The other one is more of a black. Where is it? Here we go. Black and white. So it comes with this one, and it's got that metallic shimmer, and it kind of looks glittery, and it's just very tough though. So it's a real unusual, cool paper. And here is the, like I said, black, white, and silver kind of is the look of this one. Then this Evening Evergreen in Gold. And then the one I'm going to be using for this project is the Cajun Craze with, I believe it's like pumpkin pie, and then it's just kind of shimmery. No metallic on this one, but it is so pretty. We're going to be just using a couple little strips. I only cut 2 1/4-inch strips, and these are just going to go on the sides of our pieces of our focal point. I'll show you what that means here in a moment. So 2 strips that are 1/4 inch by, it should be at least 5 1/4 inches long. And then I am bringing in some ribbon, and this is kind of a woven. It's pretty thick. It's about a 1/2 inch thick, and I'll show you what it looks like. It is called the where are you? White. Oh, it's got to give us more than that. It's a white color, but it to me kind of lends itself to a little bit of an ivory look to it. It is shimmery. It's woven. I'll try to hold it so you can see it better. I'll bring it up here. Very pretty, kind of frayed on the edges a little bit, and we're going to fray those edges a little bit more. And I want to find you the actual name of this. I think it's in our annual catalog. I should have had this ready to go. I keep saying that every week. Maybe one of these days I'll be ready. Okay, so it's 3/4 of an inch. So it's right here, and it's called, on page 146 of the annual catalog, White 3/4 inch frayed ribbon is what it's called. Okay. All right, so I just cut a piece. You want it at least, about 4 1/2 inches or so. It's going to go the width of the card. All right, and then I am going to use some of the colors that coordinate with kind of what we're doing for a color scheme here. Any of these would work, any combination. Mary Merlot, Calypso Coral, Pumpkin Pie, and Cajun Craze are the 4 that I grab usually for this project. For sure, this one will go along really well with our strip of paper here, this glimmer paper. It has that same color in it right there. It also goes perfectly with, this is the Cajun Craze, and that's what this main color is from. And then and it would pair well with these other 2 as well. So what we want to do is start by getting our stamping going, and I am going to use the little seedling piece. And this is a red rubber cling stamp, by the way. This one is going to go as an accent on the inside. I am going to use one of the sentiments is, why did I say so grateful? Oh yeah, so grateful is going to go on the outside, and then for you is going to go on the inside. So we'll stamp that as the sentiments. And what else do we need? We have this. And we will go ahead and I know if you have a blend marker, we're going to use that as well. This one is Pumpkin Pie. Any of those other colors would work too that you might happen to have. And I am going to use my Stamparatus. You do not have to do this. I am doing this just because I'm wanting to be able to use several ink colors, and I kind of want to be able to keep going on it back and forth and just kind of adding to the image as I'm going. You don't want to saturate it too much. You don't want to saturate this this rubber here, because that will muddle your look, I guess. You can see that it already is kind of a muddled look. It's not even and perfect, but that's kind of what gives it that realistic look to it. And so what you're going to do is just grab some colors and play with it, and you're going to get your image to kind of look how you want it to look, and you can layer those colors on to get kind of the effect you're wanting. I'm positioning it onto this Stamparatus door, I guess you'd say. And anything on the inside, you might have trouble getting that to work, but we're gonna just have a little bit here that we'll make sure we press down on so that it has a good impression. So now we close the door and it'll pick it up. And I don't even have this with a magnet or anything in place. I'm just using it as is. And since I have it just down right into the corner, or up into the corner, I guess. All right, so let's see. I'm going to start with lighter, and then I'll go get darker as we go. So the first color I'm going to pull in then is going to be, let's go with the pumpkin pie. And I'm going to ink up the stamp kind of lightly because I don't want to muddle it too much. And get some color on there. It does not have to be all perfect because we're going to be layering. So the first color is that pumpkin pie, and we're going to give it a little press here. I'm not really pressing real hard except for a little bit harder right there, so to make sure by this hinge area that it has a good impression. And the benefit of a stamparatus is then you can keep going and keep trying different things. Add a little color here, add a little color there, and keep stamping it, and it's going to still just layer on top and get it to be how you want it to look. So even just that, I think, is just beautiful. It has different shades in it, and kind of that lighter center and darker on the outside. But I am going to keep adding a little more color here or there. Now you can just go direct to stamp, or you can grab daubers or sponges or whatever you might happen to have. A dauber has a little sponge on the end of it, and you can add your color onto your stamp using these daubers. I think this is an old one of mine. I don't even think it's from Stampin' Up, and I think theirs are a lot better. They just pick up the color better and that kind of thing. So if you have that, I would recommend it. Let's grab the next color. I want a little bit of pop of the brighter color here from the coral, but now you're going to be amazed at how much these just kind of blend together, and they don't really pop out. They just kind of blend real nice. So I'm kind of going in one area here, and I'll do a little bit on these seedlings too. Okay. And we'll keep kind of building that image and that color. And you never know what you're going to see when you pick it up. Now it doesn't look a lot different, but I can see more of the orangish color kind of from the coral. And you can even use your dauber. Oh boy, that had a lot more ink than I thought. That was darker than I thought it was going to be. So you can kind of blend that out. Then what I want to do is put a little bit of the Mary Merlot only on the tips of the leaf, okay? So I'm going to use my dauber and put the ink right on these ends of the image, of the tips of the leaf. And even a little on those seedlings. Okay. Let's see what that does. Okay. Wow. Now I don't like how this has I shouldn't have done that. I forgot I had the dark on there. Oh, really good, Teresa. Okay, let's get a little going here and just kind of blend that out. I didn't want to do that. So funny, I'm not even using my normal daubers. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness. Now I got to get rid of that big blob. Let's see if I can kind of blend it a little bit. And this does take away a little bit of the detail, but we're going to get that back. You'll see here in a second. I might redo this. Yeah, I blobbed it, you guys. I'm going to start over on it. I'm so sorry. I'll use my inside piece and we'll use the back of that other one for the inside of the card. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I am going to get my pumpkin pie back, and I even am going to give it a little bit of a wipe. And that was what you don't do, okay? Don't do that. Don't blob it on. What happened was I just re-inked my stamp pads, and that made them juicier, and so I got too much ink on there and got a little crazy. All right, guys, let's do that again. Make sure the stamp is dry. Let's get that pumpkin pie going. Dab, dab on there. And you don't want it to be too wet because that can make a distinctive stamp get more muddy. And so you don't want to go too wet on it. Give it a little gentle press. Okay. All right, there's a start. Then we'll go with, what do you want to do next? Let's go with a little bit of the yellow. I want it to be yellower right there. So let's get a yellow dauber. So I don't do that again. And not yellow, but pumpkin pie color, I guess it is. Or is that what I just did? Goodness. I'm going to see how this looks. Just a little bit on here. Oh yeah, it's pretty. So you can go directly on your image if you're careful and have a light hand on that. I do think a yellow would be very pretty too on there. You can go with a green. Any of those will look nice. Next, I want to just do the edges. I'm going to do the Mary Merlot, the dark one again, and try not to blob it too much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, I don't want it to be too wet, and juicy, as we say. So I just kind of want the ends to have a little bit of the deeper reddish color on there. Okay. Ooh, pretty. And it kind of almost gives a little bit of a brown hue to it. So let's see. Should I even it out a little bit more? I think I might do these outside ones just a little bit more. See what that looks like. Can you see how having this Stamparatus is so nice? Because you keep playing with it to get it how you want it to go. I don't really like how that looks a little muddy. I probably had a little bit too much ink on that, but let's lighten it up maybe a little bit with the Calypso Coral. Just kind of fill that in a little bit more. So I want to go put some of this Calypso Coral on this one, which is about right here. I kind of want to pull it around as well, but I want it especially on this one. There we go. Wow, I just got to make sure I don't get too dark. Okay, I want a little brightening up here. And I think that's about it. There's no right or wrong. Just get it to the colors you want. It is kind of a stark contrast, but I like that real, several colors kind of together. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that is that. And I'm going to keep some of my inks around. I think I'm just going to stamp my actual sentiment right on here. And the outside is going to be the So Grateful. And I'm going to use the Mary Merlot for that. Any of them would work. All right, let's put this here. Oh, I have ink everywhere. Yowza. And I'm going to try to get this straight on here. You could kind of go at an angle even. There, I like it. So Grateful. And then on the inside it's going to say, For You. And I should maybe get another inside piece. So I think this will be okay for the, this is that one that I blobbed. So I am going to use this on the inside. And what we're going to put in there is we're going to have one of the seedlings in the corner, and then I want to put "for you" on the inside because that's the rest of our sentiment. I'm so grateful for you. I'm trying to stand up to do this to get it straight. Phew. You always kind of hold your breath a little bit, right? If you don't like to hold your breath, that's what the Stamparatus is really good about, is giving yourself another chance if you don't have it turn out the way you want. Now, soft suede color would be another pretty color to use here if you want to tie in the base. So I'm just using that Calypso coral there. And then what I'm going to do is take our, get that inky stuff out of the way. I'm going to find my blender pen. This is the pumpkin pie one. And I like to add some splatter to these. So what you do is you take your brush end of your blend and you just put it in the cap and flick it down. And it causes a splatter all over the place. Can you see it? So here's an up close one. It just adds kind of that artistic, artsy look to it if you want a little splatter. You could use your blend and color in some colors if you want. If you wanted to add a little bit more of the pumpkin pie color, that's another way to color. You could just, you put that in some areas if you would want to. I don't really think it needs it that much. Yeah, I think it's fine. I might want to do a little bit here maybe. Fill that in a titch, but I like how it is. All right, we're going to go ahead and start assembling a little bit. I think I'm going to start off using the Tombow, the multi-purpose liquid glue. And actually this is the outside one. Okay, and this one will go on our cardstock that is the pumpkin pie color. Just going to have a very narrow border going all the way around. Okay, and now I'm going to press that down well. I have ink everywhere again. Okay, and next we're going to adhere those strips of the kind of 1/4 inch wide strips of that paper, the glimmery, beautiful stuff here. And I know mine are a little long. I'm just going to trim them after I get them onto my onto this cardstock here. I decided to use tear and tape. And you could use Seal Plus, whatever you want. I just want to use this. And I think what I want to do is put it actually on this, on the sides. Okay, like so. Because you just want this kind of has a texture to it. You want to make sure you have a really strong glue so that it doesn't come apart and come off. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool, TYPT. How's that? My TYPT. My pointy end I love to use. It's probably my #1 tool, I guess, that I use that's, other than stamps and that kind of thing. I love having a take your pick tool. All right, now we're going to use those adhesive sides and adhere this just so it has just a narrow, probably an 1/8, maybe even a little less than an 1/8 of an inch. Whatever amount you would like showing on the side. You just want it nice and even. Give that a good press. And of course I had it stick down. Goodness. But because part of it was showing and so it stuck down on there. So you don't want to do that either. Oh boy. All right, now I want to make sure I don't have it flipped over, going the wrong direction. Even though, who knows, maybe that would look cool to have some of the, I'm going to do it that way. What do you say? All right, I'm just kind of on a spur of the moment person. And let's adhere this about the same width or amount or whatever showing as that other side. And then give it a good press. There we are. And well, of course, we've got to trim that down. Nice and even with that layer and with that right there. All right, here's where we're at. And you can blend that a little more if it's bugging you. I think it'll be okay. All right, next we're going to adhere the ribbon. We're going to do the ribbon next. And I'm going to just be putting that on the center of our card front. And I'm going to use tear and tape again with this because it's nice and strong and it'll hold on to it really well. I'm even going to use maybe a couple strips on there in the center. This type of ribbon does fray, but that is kind of what I want it to do on this. With this one, it's kind of just real kind of loose and it can fray. You can take the whole thing apart, and I've seen people just get it down to like shreds practically and use that as kind of a little interest behind a label or something like that. Now to get it straight, that's important, right? So I'm going to kind of use my grid paper here as an eyeball for it, to eyeball and make sure it's nice and straight on there. Pressing that down really well. And of course it is a little bit wide, so I'm going to trim it, but not completely. I'm not going to go all the way exactly in to that flush edge. I'm going to leave it out just a little bit because we're going to pull the threads and kind of fray it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see how it looks there. Hide my inky fingers. Oh my. And then just get whatever you can grab here, and you can pull on some strings and just kind of pull it for a little bit here. And it's going to look crappy at first, but then you just cut that off and smooth it down a little bit. And you can see that it just kind of frayed that edge. And that is what I wanted it to do. You can trim it a little bit if you want it re-straightened up. And I just like that shredded look on the edge a little bit. Just pull those out a little bit. I'm going to end it right there. Okay, and there's another little bit of fray going on. And that just adds some texture there. And we're going to adhere our card front on, like so. I'm trying to decide, do I want dimensionals? Maybe I'm going to use dimensionals on this one. On my original I didn't, but I think it would look nice. So I'm grabbing those. Dimensionals are a great way to pop up something on your card. So this stamp set just makes a real easy card, a real easy focal point. It does all the work of just, it's, that's all you really need, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say, because it's just so, it's a nice size, it's large, so it's good for a card front. And we're going to use a bunch of those. Okay. Now we're going to pull this off of the backing off of each one. Throw that little piece away. Okay. We're getting there, guys. Pretty quick card. All right, let's adhere this onto the front. I'm going to stand up again just to make sure that I get it nice and straight. So you want a nice even border all the way around. Okay, like so. There we are. I'm giving it a good press on the back there. And we're going to adhere our inside piece next. And this one, I think any of our glues or adhesives would work fine. I think I'll just use the liquid. And this way we'll get our blobby one to be hidden inside and no one will ever know. That's why it's nice. Paper has two sides. Okay, let's get this onto the camera area here. Pretty, pretty. And I probably will also grab a very vanilla envelope, and I'm probably going to put this image maybe onto the corner of that as well, or on the back flap you can do. You could splatter it if you want to as well. Now, of course, I do want to have a little bling, so let's pull in our rhinestone basic gems, I believe they're called. Another one that we have, I was going to show you this, that would work too. This is something called Leaf Label and Amber Gem Combo Pack, and it's in our new catalog, and I think these colors would be beautiful too. And this actual image, not image, but it's a die cut in there. That would look on really nice too on there. I'm curious now to see how similar the sizes are on these compared to this leaf that I stamped. Let's take a look. Wow, is it the same? Not quite the same, but it's very close. So that I bet you could do something cool with this. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to show that, and of course, these would go beautifully with this project. If you don't have those, just use some of your gems that are not, you know, they don't have much color. They're whatever ones. You could use pearls. You can use these are our rhinestone basic jewels. And what I'm going to do then is show you what you can do, and that is just use your blends and color that. Color some of them. I'm going to use 3, so I'm going to color 3 of them. And I don't know how well this will show on camera, but in person or whatever, it definitely does add that color to it. Okay, so let's see if you can tell. So it was this one I colored, and then these two. Yeah, you can see it. And we're going to add them to our card then. Let's see here. I'm going to put one, the biggest one, just right by our sentiment to kind of draw your eye to that. A little bit of glimmer. And then I'm going to use 2 of them in other places. And again, I've probably said this before, but kind of think of a triangle that's kind of a pleasing to the eye, as they say. Let's go here, and let's go, I mean, not an even triangle exactly, but just kind of think of roughly that shape. All right, so here is our finished card. Actually, not quite. I need Wink of Stella on there somewhere. Wink of Stella is just that little clear glimmery stuff. I'm going to give this a squeeze to get it coming out. And then I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to take away from, I don't know, from the look or whatever. And there is already a little bit of shimmer on the side. So I think I just want to keep it very light. And I'm just going to go around this edge. This is, of course, optional, because if you're not, some people don't like the glimmer as much as I do, but for me, almost any card should have glimmer. It's kind of what I think, but anyways, we'll put a little here, a little here. Super forgiving, it dries and clear with just a little bit of shimmer left behind. Can you see that? I don't know if the shimmer really shows up very well, but it is there. All right, so I'm not the best at this, but you get the idea. It is shimmery in person and lovely. I wanted to show you some of the swap that I made. I had done on a little bit of different color. I just used our crumb cake basic cardstock for the main color, and I did a similar inside with a little bit lighter crumb cake element there. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Now, this one I had colored the pearls instead. We have white pearls, and I used the blends on those. And so you can use lots of different things and change that color. So if you're a rhinestone person or a pearl person, you could use either one. I also wanted to show you, I showed you last week, but this is, someone had done a swap that they used the same stamp set, and here's another beautiful card where, you know, the stamp set really makes that pop right in the front. Pat Stewart is the one, I believe, who made this one. Beautiful job. And then she used a little bit of a kind of a gold foil showing through, so that really adds that elegance. And here was someone else's swap, Cindy Howard. She had hers more upside down, or I mean, not going the other way. I don't know that it's upside down. It's falling to the ground. She did use some of the background here and use the little seedlings to add in a little bit more of this yellow color. Wow, there's got to be a technique here that she did on this background paper. What did she do? I wonder if she says. Oh, here she says, I tried my hand at watercolor sepia background effect. Wow, cool. So that's a background effect that she used to make kind of that variegated colored background. And then Thinking of You, she used probably the Mary Merlot. And then she just tied some string on the top like this. So I thought that was a cool way to add your string in there. And her image on the inside. So you can follow that through. Just make sure it's light enough that you'll be able to write there. And I believe we have a decal edge die set now, and that's what she used to cut out the layers here. And on the inside, I believe. And she used the Very Vanilla also. And also the same card base color that I had used here, the soft suede. This is another card it's not the same set, but it is kind of those same tones of colors here. I just thought that was super pretty as well, from Luann Peterson. Another fall look that you could use as inspiration of, you know, you could do similar things in the background and use this stamp or that image, and you can cut it out. So that's what she did in this one. Cynthia Howard, she just cut it out. We call it fussy cutting, and you just go around and you cut it out, pop it up on dimensionals, or you can just leave it whole on your background. Sorry, I'm getting off camera, you guys. Goodness. All right, so that was just another layout that I thought was really beautiful for a fall card. And I also wanted to show you, I did some other images on white just to kind of see, and I just combined different colors together. And so here is a color combination of Daffodil Delight, Mint Macaron, and actually Highland Heather, believe it or not. And it kind of combined together, and I thought that was pretty. So I wanted you to see you don't have to use the traditional colors of autumn. And then this one is another color scheme. I tried Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point ink colors, and it kind of came together to be this beautiful greenish color. So there are some other ideas, and you just switch up your card bases and your layers, and that would look beautiful. All right, guys, I think we're about ready. This was pretty fast for me. I don't know how long it's been. Oh, Cindy, hi. Thanks for joining me. I know that you like this stamp set too, and so that was another reason for me to choose this tonight, is just this is a very popular stamp set and a good time to use it with, it's not fall yet, right? It's summer still, but we can look ahead to fall a little bit. All right. Well, thank you again for joining me, and let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you make anything with this stamp set, people let me know. I'd love to post it, and it's a lot of fun